Namaste! I'm Victoria and I'm here to teach a half an hour beginners hatha class. So we're doing a morning routine this morning, so welcome, thanks for watching. So let's just arrive on our mats. So we're going to be in a cross-leg position. Things that you might need for your session. You might need a block and you might want to just go and grab a blanket for when you're relaxing, although the sun is on me so I might not need that today, but you might need those for your session. So grab those things and let's come into space. So sticky mat is good too. So we're going to start with one hand on the belly, so find the belly button just below the belly button, and one hand on the heart. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back and down, forward, up, back and down. And just close your eyes or gaze down at the floor and just coming into the body, just starting to feel the breath. So no need to change anything, just noticing where the breath is in your body. Whether the breath is in the belly or the upper chest. How the breath has been in your body, just connecting with it. What sensations are there? Is it hot? Is it cold? If you can sense which nostril is more active, whether your left nostril is more active or your right nostril. No need to change anything. And thus bringing your awareness to your intention for this practice. So where are you at? What is it you'd like to get from this practice? So set your intention. And let's take a couple of deep breaths. So as we breathe in, our belly is going to expand, our chest will come out, and our clavicle, collarbone will rise slightly. So take a deep breath through the belly, your hand will come out, and your chest will lift, and your clavicle will rise. And breathe out, your clavicle will lower, your chest will come in, and your belly will pull back just gently towards the spine. Breathe in, belly comes out, chest comes up, clavicle lifts. Breathe out, clavicle lowers, chest comes in, belly pulls back. And one more in your own time. And now just noticing any sensations in the body, any aches or pains. And anything we need to just be aware of. So you're going to bring your hands into prayer pose, pranayama mudra, and the thumbs are going to tuck into the sternum. Roll your shoulders back and down. We're going to open the space with 3 Oms. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And breathe in to start. So relax your hands down to your knees. We're going to be sitting for just a couple of minutes while we do a pranayama practice. So you might want to put a block under your bottom if you're feeling uncomfortable, just so that your spine can get taller. So we have a natural curve of our spine, so it can't be a straight spine, but you do want to feel like you're nice and open in the chest. Your pelvis is comfortable, your knees are lower than your pelvic, than your hips, and your chin is tucked slightly. And we're going to practice alternate nostril breathing, but a simplified form. So you're going to have your left hand in yogamu mudra, so wisdom seal, your thumb and your first finger on the knee, and your right hand, your thumb is going to block your right nostril, and you're going to close your eyes or gaze down at the floor and just breathe slowly, that full breath that we were doing, opening the belly, the chest and the clavicle, and then reversing it on the way out. So a nice slow, deep, full breath through the left nostril. So really relaxing into this breath. On this side is the Ida. This Nadi, what this breath practices. On the left side is the Ida, and it relates to the moon. It's cooling. It's very good for their brain, their mind that keeps chitter-chattering. So it's very good for bedtime. It's a nice one to have in your toolkit. It's a deep breath. Very calming for your nervous system. Make sure you're sitting tall, shoulders are back, chin is tucked. And then relaxing that right hand down, take a deep breath in through both nostrils and breathe out. And then you're bringing your left hand up and using the thumb of the left hand, the right hand is in Gyan Mudra, to block your left nostril, and you're breathing in through the right nostril. Full deep breaths, full yogic breaths. Excellent, so keep that going through the right nostril, which is the Pingala. So this is the yang energy, the sun energy. It's good for energy, for energizing you. If you wake up in the morning and you don't have much energy, or you really need to get on with something, you're sitting and you've become too heavy, in kapha state, then you can do this breath through the right nostril. Long, slow, deep breathing through the Pingala to give you some sun energy. Excellent, so relax the hand down, take a deep breath in through both nostrils and breathe out, and just notice how that feels for you, the effect of the breath on the body. And then we're going to start a warm-up, so we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So you want your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And then you're going to start by breathing in and opening up the chest, sticking the tailbone in the air and pulling the head back slightly. And as you breathe out, you curve the spine up towards the ceiling and you pull your navel up towards the spine as you breathe out. Breathing in and out. I'll just show you from the side. So make it nice and fluid, and not being careful not to wrench the neck all the way back. As long as the heart is opening, the head can just come up slightly. More important to build the breath. Nice deep breaths with a movement, working on the pranic body. And then take a breath in and come into a flat back. And then breathe out and bring your bottom to your heels. Stretch your hands forward and head to the floor. If your head doesn't reach the floor, you can grab your block and bring your block down tuck your forehead on so it makes it more comfortable for you. So stretch your fingers forward, press your fingers into the ground, sink your hips back in Balasana, child's pose. Knees together unless it's uncomfortable for you, knees can be apart. So just staying there and breathing. And then slowly push yourself up so you're sitting on your knees. Now you can double your mat over if that's uncomfortable for you, but what we're going to be doing is sitting up on our toes. It gives the toes a really nice stretch, wakes up the toes in the morning. Be gentle. If it's uncomfortable for you, you can just sit back on the heels. But let's try sitting up on the toes, having a nice tall straight spine, putting the arms out. Let's do some wrist rotations. It feels really good. So you're breathing while you're rotating the wrists in one direction. And then rotating the wrists in the other direction. Excellent. And then let's come off of the toes. So sitting back on the heels, bring your hands to your shoulders, warm the shoulders up. Breathing in as they come forwards, up, and breathing out as they come back and down. And let's reverse the direction. So breathing in as they come back and up, breathing out as they come forward and down. Excellent. Let's just give them a little shake out, little morning shake. So we're doing Surya Namaskara now. So salute to the sun. And we're doing a good hatha version. There are different versions, but we're doing a nice beginner hatha version. So come standing at the front of your mat, arms by your side, and bring your hands into prayer pose. Take a breath in and out. And now we're going to bring our hands down and we're going to come up on a nice big in-breath, stretching up to the ceiling. If it's comfortable for your back and you haven't got any lower back problems, you can have a slight back bend, shining the heart to the sun, and then bending all the way down forward, touching the ground. If you don't touch the ground, you can just have a slight bend in the knees as you're a beginner. And then you're going to take the right leg and it's going to step all the way back, and then the knee comes to the ground. We're opening up across the chest, so looking up, opening up across the chest. Then tuck those toes on the back and your left leg is going to step back, so you're in a nice plank, stretching through those fingers, open the fingers wide. Take a breath in, breathe out, knees, chest and chin come to the ground, and you're squeezing your shoulders in, belly is pulled up and off the floor, and then you're going to breathe in as you open up into a nice cobra, mini cobra. So you want to squeeze your elbows in, press with your hands, open your chest, tuck your toes, stick your bottom all the way up in the air, and come into down dog. And you're going to hold this pose. You're going to count to 3. Take 3 deep breaths. 1 in, out. 2, 3. Now your right foot is coming all the way up. You can use your hand if you need a little bit of help to get it up between your hands. Your back knee is going to drop. Toe comes down, untucks. Open the chest. Look up slightly for that nice groin stretch. And then you're going to tuck your left toes. Hop that foot. You can either hop it up or it can step all the way up. So come to the front of the mat and you relax down. Touch the ground. Again, if it's really uncomfortable on your back, just bend your legs. Then you're going to press through your feet to lift your spine. So you come all the way up. Nice straight spine, little back bend. And hands back down by your side. Well done. So that was on the right side. We're going to do the other side now. So come standing, take a deep breath in and out, and breathe in, bring your hands to prayer pose. Breathe out. Breathe in, take your hands down and up, have a slight back bend. And breathing out, come into forward bend. Your left leg is going to step now, so pick it up, take it all the way to the back of your mat, put the left knee down, open through the chest, look up. Tuck your back toes, hands to the floor, and you're coming into plank. So the right leg steps back, press through those hands, pull your tummy up towards your spine to protect your lower back. Now, breath in. On the out breath, knees, chest and chin come to the mat. And on the in breath, you scoot forward to just come up into a baby cobra. You don't have to come up far. Here is fine, wherever works for you. Tuck the toes, stick the bottom in the air, press through the hands. Come into down dog and hold. Take 3 deep breaths in down dog. Stretching your bottom up towards the sky, gazing at your belly button with your eyes open. Now your left leg is going to step all the way up between your legs. Your back knee comes down, your toes untuck. You look up, stretch open the heart. Breathe in. And on the next out breath, your back foot steps forward and you come down into forward fold. And then pushing through the feet, you're going to scoot the spine up. Hands can come to the ears, nice straight back. All the way up and a small back bend. Then hands come back down on your out breath to your sides. Well done. So that was your 2 rounds of Surya Namaskara, and we'll build on that through the class, through the weeks of the classes. That's a really good warm up for your body. We're now going to practice Trikonasana, so triangle pose. So come standing at the small edge of your mat, and you're going to pick your left leg up and step open. So your hips, so like you've got headlights on your hips, you're facing the long edge of your mat. You're going to turn your right foot towards the short edge, and your left foot's coming slightly in. Now breathe in and take the arms up to the shoulders. And then you're going to reach as far as you can over that right side, and then the right hand is going to come down to the leg, and then you're going to open up, so you make a nice triangle pose. So there's a nice straight line from those arms. So you want to be looking forward in case of neck problems, or you can look up towards your hand that's in the air, but just really anchoring down through those feet. And making sure you're not rolling forward or back. You want to imagine you've got a pane of glass at the back of you and a pane of glass at the front of you, so you're in one plane. And breathe, remember to breathe. And take a breath in and push through your feet, come up all the way to the middle, and then you're going to turn the feet out. So the left feet are going to turn all the way to face the back side of the mat. And the right feet are just coming round slightly. Your hands are coming up. You're reaching to the left side. Hand is coming down to the inside of the leg or the foot. And then the right hand is going to open up to the sky. And again, in case of neck problems, just gazing forward. Or you can turn your head to look up to your top hand. And just making sure you're in one plane. So if you're against a wall, you would be flat against that wall. You wouldn't be arching too far forward or pulling too far back. So remember to breathe, anchoring down through the feet. And take a deep breath in and come up. Turn the feet round and come back to stand at the front of the mat in Tadasana. Well done. It's really good for opening the hips and the groin, strengthening the legs, and good for the side waist as well. So we're now going to do Tadasana on our heels. So we're going to interlace our hands like this, and we're going to bring them to the top of our head, standing up straight. We're going to breathe in, come up on the tippy toes, and we're going to push, stretch our hands up. And then breathe out, the hands come to the head, and we lower. So breathing in, stretching the hands up, stretching up on the toes, breathing out, coming down. Breathing in, stretching up, breathing out, relaxing down. Breathing in. So if you wobble, find a space to gaze at in front of you, just one point to bring your attention to. It will help with balance. Sometimes it can just be a wobbly day, and so you can just have a laugh. Breathing in, just come back to the posture if you wobble out of it. Breathing out. Excellent. Let's just take one more. And breathe out, relax the arms down, give them a little shake out. Excellent. So Utkatasana, we're coming into chair pose. So what you're going to do is bend your feet, keep your feet flat on the floor, touch the ground with your hands. And then you want to sink your bottom back like you're sitting on a chair, and your hands are going to come forward at first to the shoulders. You want to make sure the knees aren't bowing in or bowing out. You want to keep them over the feet and make sure they're not going too far over the front of the feet. Really get low in that bottom. If this is comfortable for you and you haven't got shoulder problems, then you can bring your shoulders up by your ears and breathe. So hold this pose, sink your bottom back, press through your feet. Excellent. Keep breathing. So this is Utkatasana. Fierce pose, powerful pose, so it will give you a lot of power working those legs, those leg muscles and the bottom. Okay, and so come out of the pose, let's just put our hands on the floor, stick our bottom in the air, just enjoy that forward fold, and pressing up through our feet, bend, slight bend to the knees, just rolling your spine up and down. Well done. So let's come sitting. We're going to be sitting on our knees. So again, if it's uncomfortable for you, double your mat over if you need an extra layer. We're doing camel pose. So I'll just show you the full version, which we'll be working up to, but for today we're going to do the beginner's version. So I can't get all the way down on my first go, but in camel pose, the hips are forward, the chest is open, and the full pose is the head is back. And then if I was being extra bendy, I'd have my feet flat on the floor. So that's what we're working towards. But today we're going to just try and work on keeping these hips forward, these hip bones forward. We're going to put our hands on our lower back. And we're just going to sink back so we get a nice opening across the heart. So I want you to come back. Your head can be up if you've got neck problems. It can be back slightly. Or, if you're comfortable in your neck, you can take your neck all the way back. Take your head all the way back. It's a really nice stretch. But just want to keep imagining pressing these hip bones forward. Lovely. So just hold with some deep breathing. Really feel the breath in the body. And then slowly bring the head up. Bring your body up. And we're coming back into child's pose, but with our knees apart this time. So open your knees wide, come with your forehead on the ground, and your hands are swinging back by your sides. So really relax. Feel the connection of your forehead on the ground, connecting with the earth. So stay here and take a few deep breaths in Balasana. And take a deep breath in, breathe out and slowly push yourself up to sitting. You're going to slide your legs round and come onto your back in Paramuktasana. So this is really good for any tummy troubles, if you get trapped wind, if you get tummy problems. Then you come laying on your back and you're just going to hug your knees into your belly. So it gives your intestines a really good massage. So just pull your legs in, relax your shoulders down. Pull your legs in, you can rock from side to side. Take a nice breath in, and maybe there's a side that wants to come out. So we hold on to lots of our emotions in our tummies, so when we start to connect with them, some sound might want to come. So all is welcome. Excellent. So just staying there. Looking good. Paramuktasana. Well done. So you're now going to come over, so just bring yourself out of that pose, and you're going to come laying on your belly. So we're going to do Shalabhasana, but we're going to do half locust pose. So it's called Ardha Shalabhasana. So I'll just demonstrate the pose. Your hands are going to come down. They're going to be underneath you. I want to take your bracelet off if you've got one on. So they're going to come in your groin area, here. Ooh. So your hands are there. Your chin is on the floor. And you're going to take a deep breath in and lift the right leg up. So keep breathing, lifting the right leg like it's an arrow. So it's not coming out to the side. It's not coming in. It's coming straight out from that hip socket. Like an arrow, it's pointing away from you. A few more breaths. Well done. Now take a deep breath in and stretch the leg up, 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 and breathe out and relax it down. Take a few breaths. And we're going to work the left side now. So take a breath in. Bring the left leg up and breathe. Hold it out to make it come straight from that hip socket. Straight out, not to the side. Make sure it's coming straight out like an arrow. Pointing your toes. Excellent. A few more breaths. Now take a deep breath in. Bring the leg all the way up as far as you can. Up, 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 up. And breathe out and relax that leg down. Just make a little pillow with your hands. Turn your head to the side. Excellent. Our last pose, before we do the most important pose to set us up for our day, which is of course Shavasana, we are going to do a Paschimottanasana. So forward fold. So we're sitting on our sit bone, so you might want to just pull the flesh out from under your bottom. The legs are coming straight out from the hips and not coming out to the side. Feet are facing up. And I'm going to be bending from my hips, so I don't want to be rounding from my lower back because it's not so good for the lower back. So I'm going to be keeping a really tall spine, bending from my hips, and then when I get to as far as I can go, I can round my upper body over. It doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or you can touch your knees. It doesn't matter where you come to, it's your practice. So take a deep breath in, bring your arms up by your shoulders, really tall spine, and you're coming forward from your hips. When you can't come any further, put your hands down, and you want to aim to get your head to your ankles. Just relax your head down, your upper body. So hold this pose and now relax into it. You're still stretching up, but you're also relaxing in. So protecting that lower back by just engaging the navel slightly. Stretching. And with each in-breath, you feel yourself get a bit taller, stretching out of the hips. And without each out-breath, you're just relaxing down a bit further. Softening into that pose. Excellent. And now bring the hands all the way to the ears. And on an in-breath, engage the navel to come up sitting. Take your hands down. And come into Shavasana, so laying on your back, unless that's really uncomfortable for you. in which case if you're pregnant you can lay on your side, or if it's uncomfortable for you to lay on your back, you can lay on your front or on your side. But Shavasana, so we're going to be laying down, our feet are falling out to the sides, our hands are away from our body by our side, and our chin is just tucked slightly to elongate the back of the neck. And let the breath settle in the body. So just holding that relaxing space. The most important pose, because it lets our nervous system integrate all the changes that we've made with our breath and our prana, and lets the physical system integrate the changes that we've made. So deeply relax in this space, and I'll tell you when it's time to come back round. Excellent. So take a deep breath in, just deepening the breath in the body, breathing yourself back. And then wiggling your fingers, making some rotation in your wrists and your feet. And back in the other direction. And now have a nice stretch. So bring your hands above your head, point your toes away, and make yourself really pencil, like a nice pencil, really tall. And then bring your arms out to the side in a nice T shape. And you're going to bring your feet to the floor, your knees to the sky. And you're going to flop your knees to one side, whilst keeping, if you can, your shoulders of each side down. And looking in the opposite direction. A nice twist. Breathe into the side ribs, really important. And now breathe in, bring the feet to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Breathe out, knees to the opposite side, and you're going to gaze over the opposite shoulder. Take a few deep breaths, breathing into that side body. Breathe in, feet to the floor. So you're going to be rubbing the hands together, bringing the soles of the feet together and rubbing to wake up the nadi points to get you ready for your day. Excellent. And then you can either rock and roll on your spine to come up to sitting for meditation, or you can roll onto your side and use your hands to push yourself up slowly. So we're just going to finish just by placing one hand on our heart and one hand on our belly. Just a couple of minutes of meditation. So just being with your breath, with awareness of your practice. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath, back to the warmth of the hands on the body. And if thoughts come, just watch them like they're clouds floating across the sky, so have no attachment to them. Just let them be there. Come back to the breath. Back to the felt sense within the body. Excellent. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And bring our hands together into prayer pose just to close the space. Bring our thumbs into our sternum. And we're going to close with Om Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in to chant. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring our hands to our head, reminding us to have loving thoughts. To our heart, reminding us to have loving actions in the world. And to our mouth, reminding us to have kind words for our friends, our family, and the people we don't always get on with so well. Well done. So you can just close by bringing your hands to the floor, taking your head lower than your heart, so your heart rules supreme in your actions. Sealing in the benefit of your practice. Thank you for watching. Thank you for practicing with me. Have a glorious day.